Attention to events at Stamford Bridge. Who could end up being coming in? Sorry, who could end up coming into Stamford Bridge this winter? Because there's not a lot of talk, sort of ins or outs. But there is one name, a Frenchman, a centre-back.
Well, they definitely need Chelsea as a centre-back because I think they've only got 8 of them. Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes is the man on their list. They're working on this deal, who the idea would be for him to go straight into the starting 11. Rennes value him. He's only 20 years of age, but Rennes value him at £56 million. And he obviously, Liam Rosignol, having come from Ligue 1, would know him well, having seen him play for Rennes. But yeah, as I said, their centre-back Arsenal is already pretty strong, Chelsea. But yet another one, but he's very highly rated. £56 million, an awful lot of money spent in a 20-year-old, unproven in the Premier League. Yeah. But they'll have done their research, I'm sure. But
Dan, he has to be better than what they've got if they're going to spend that sort of money. And again, Julian Roy on the show yesterday saying that Rennes are holding out for a sort of club record fee, which is actually what Manchester City paid for Jeremy Doku not that long ago. And to reel off those names, and we should do, Jamie, shouldn't we? I mean, Tosin, Chalobah, Badiashile, Disasi Fofana, Colwell-Champong and Hato. There's 8 there. And Jacquet coming in can't just be on that list. He's got to be... do they have to find their starting pairing if they're going to succeed at the back?
Or he's going to change the system and go to a back 3, because with that many, I mean, obviously Cole was injured. He can't be far from a return. I don't know, but obviously from an ACL, he's been out from pre-season. So from time frame, it's there or thereabouts. And he's probably one for the future of Chelsea. He's going to play. I think they're going to build that team around him when he's fit. So Jacquet has to come in and complement him really well. Obviously, Achapipong has done really well this season, his breakthrough season, done really well. Obviously, they're talking about Disasi coming back into the fold. If Jacquet comes in, I don't see that. So they need to probably balance the books and sell 1 or 2 of these players. I don't know who, but they're all similar age, similar sort of profiles. But yeah, they need to find the best pairing or the best back 3 to progress the football club.
It's an interesting tactic, isn't it? Because Liam Rosignol coming in saying that there's going to be no more bomb squads under my watch, but there's going to be a bomb squad just with centre-backs, inevitably, with that amount, unless they shift some out. Could they be shifting Disasi out? He had a loan spell, didn't he, Jamie, at Aston Villa? He's a centre-back, he's played right-back. It hasn't really worked, has it, for him in the Premier League?
No, it's a strange one. I mean, Chelsea have this position where, they tie these players down to long-term contracts as well. He returned back in November, Disasi, to training with the squad. The plan was to reintegrate him. Rosignol has revealed that he has had talks with him, that he's now training with the squad again. Remember, he arrived for £38 million back in 2023, but he hasn't really held on a position in the squad. He's been in and out of the squad, hasn't had much game time, was on loan at Aston Villa for the second half of last season. There is interest from a number of clubs, Sunderland, West Ham, Bournemouth, all tried to sign him last summer, I think. But when you've got currently 8, potentially 9 centre-backs in the squad, something's got to give. So perhaps he is somebody that does have some value and they can recoup some money for.
Dan, where do you sit with this Raheem Sterling situation? Hasn't played for Chelsea since May 2024, was on loan at Arsenal last season, 1 goal in, I think, nearly 30 appearances, and that was against League One Bolton. He's 31 years old. I'm just trying to build the context around this. He's not going to walk away from what he's owed, which is a massive amount of money, somewhere believed to be around £25 million. Is it down to him just if he wants to be a footballer anymore? Yeah,
I mean, look, no one will walk away from that amount of money, no matter how much money you've got. Does he want to play? He obviously wants to stay in London. He's got young kids at Arsenal, I believe. He lives down that way, so it's really convenient for him. Yes, I imagine he still wants to play, but he's not going to uproot his family to move somewhere when he actually doesn't have to. He's not going to get into the England squad for the World Cup. Is he going to get another move to a Champions League club? He's won endless trophies in his career. What more does Raheem Sterling need to do in his football career? He might just want to sit out his contract and go off into the sunset somewhere. I don't know, but he's very happy in London. That's what I do know.
Just quickly on Enzo Fernandez, any weight in those rumours about Real Madrid? Chelsea fans get a bit worried when they've read that.
I mean, obviously, when a club like Real Madrid comes sniffing, it's got to be taken seriously, but Chelsea are desperate to keep hold of him, aren't they? He is a class act, and Liam Rosignol said as much yesterday that he's vital to what they do, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be upwards of 100, 150 million. They bought him for over 100, so
first name in the team sheet really for them, isn't he?
So. Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah. Let's talk about Manchester City, shall we? Because another damaging defeat last night. Yeah, sorry, Emily, we're going to have it's not been a good week, has it? I was at the Manchester derby, and you just have to take your hat off to Michael Carrick and Manchester United because they were just the better team. But last night, Bodo Glimt, north of the Arctic Circle. It's a long trip for those City fans. It's a long trip home today.
Yeah.
How do you read into what's happened the last couple of games? And there's talk about Pep's future now as well.
It's a difficult one because I always say I'm a traditional football fan in the regard of do what you want all season but win the 2 derbies. Like, you can't let your biggest rivals have that over you. We won the first one and obviously now we've lost the second one. It was at their place. And it was last night for me, it was just pure fluke. When they turned around and said Bodo Glimt had never won a Champions League game, I turned around to people I was watching and I went, they're going to win tonight because they've said that. And they were like, nah, surely not. I was like, they will win tonight because they've said that. And they did. And you can't do things like blame the fact it was like an AstroTurf pitch and stuff like that, because that's what a lot of City fans were trying to do. You've just got to take it on the chin. We're not good defensively at the minute with the defensive injuries we've got. And we weren't great going forward either. Like, there was a lot of shots that were going high and wide and things like that, and we just...
But Emily, you know, there'll be people listening to you this morning saying, but you had Haaland up top, you had Shirky and Foden behind him.
Yeah.
And there was not a lot of creativity.
No, I don't think there was. I think they were all off it. I don't know what's going on with Haaland at the minute. It's been... I don't know how many games since he scored now. And he's completely off form, and I don't know, like, we can't always just blame the defensive injuries. Like, when our top striker's not scoring goals, it's like, where else are we going to get that from? We got one from Jacquet, but the link-up play just wasn't there last night, and they were all completely off form, in my opinion.
Are you one of these City fans who is saying perhaps it is time for Pep to leave? No?
Riyad Mahrez said it when he left Manchester City. He said, playing for Manchester City under Pep Guardiola is the pinnacle of football. He was like, you don't get any higher than that. He was like, that is the top of your career. And who do we replace him with? Who do we replace him with that's that good and that can play with that style of play that works for those players? We saw it when West Ham got rid of David Moyes. They wanted a different style of play, and it's not worked for them. Like, no one's come in and played the style of play that the board want them to play and things like that.
City obviously aren't going to get rid of Pep Guardiola.
No.
He has decided when he's going to walk away on his terms. But does part of you not fear that he does look as if he's had enough and he's ready to just say, I've had a great decade here. It's time to ride off into the sunset?
I know he has to go eventually, but I don't think he's going to want to go on bad terms. And I feel like going trophyless again in a season or walking mid-season, that's him going on bad terms.
Yeah.
And the amount he's done at City, the trophies he's won and things like that, I think for him to leave mid-season trophyless just because we're on a bad run of games, it'd be really poor form from him. And it'd be poor form from the board as well if they chose to sack him. Like, I don't know who you bring in to replace him, especially.
Mitchell sitting next to you saying, you won't go trophyless, please win one more Premier League.
Hopefully. We'll switch managers if you want.
Dan, how do you read the Pep situation now and the rebuild? Because look, Mark Gahey could come into this team defensively, they then could look absolutely fantastic. Obviously they're missing Vardiol for a large period now. That probably looks like the 2 centre-backs going forward for Pep. There's Semenyo, there's the players that he's brought in Reinders and Shirky and Haaland on their day are absolutely fantastic. Is he going to be there for this rebuild, do you think, for the future of this? He still has a year on his contract next season.
Yeah, I believe Pep will be there. I think Mark Gahey is a great signing. I think he slots straight in. I think him and Ruben Diaz, Guardiola will probably go left back, although Nico Riley's had a breakthrough season again and probably going to the World Cup squad as England's left back at the moment. So he's done really well. They have options, but they seem to keep getting these injuries on the last line, and it's really hurting them. The times when they was winning Premier Leagues, they had a really,